In this video, I want to show you how to create multiple ring buffer in ArcGIS, just as you can see on the screen. To start, let me briefly explain what is multiple ring buffer. A multiple ring buffer is a spatial analysis tool used to create concentric circles, also known as buffer, around specific geographic features. Unlike a standard buffer, which creates a single ring around a feature, a multiple ring buffer generates multiple buffer at specified distances. So as a result of that, it allows for complex spatial analysis, making it particularly useful for understanding the influence or reach of certain phenomenon across different distances. How does it work? This is how multiple ring buffer works. Number one is the creation of buffer. The users select a geographic point, line or polygon and specify multiple distances. Then the GIS software creates several concentric rings at this interval specified. Then the second stage is analysis of overlap. Multiple ring buffer can help analyze areas impacted by underlying features. For instance, the overlap of buffer from various sources can indicate area of influence or competition. Thirdly, attribute analysis. GIS can analyze attributes within each buffer zone, enabling researchers to assess demographic, environmental, or economic factors at different distance from a feature. So let me demonstrate it practically how to get it done. Here I'm in ArcGIS. I want to use ArcGIS. Then I'll need to bring some data to demonstrate this practical. I'll click on Add Data. Here I want to use kidnappers den and this shapefile and probably maybe road network. Let me click on Add. Yes. Here I have the kidnappers den. Let me quickly style each of these layer. Like the kidnappers den, I can choose this symbol and give it red. Then click on OK. Here is kidnappers den. Then the road network, I can give it black color and click on OK. So here in this very administrative boundary, we have kidnappers den here, and we want to use or create multiple ring buffer around this kidnappers den. So how do we do it? To get it done, come to Arc Toolbox, come to Analysis Tool, expand it, then come to Proximity, expand it, and here you can see multiple ring buffer. Double click to open the tool. Then input feature, you put in the feature you want to buffer around, in this case kidnappers den. Then specify the location for the output. Let's call it buffer 2. And click on save. Then the distance, you have to specify the distance you want to create the multiple ring. For instance, I want to create it at interval of 3 kilometers apart. So here I will put 3 and click on add. 3 kilometers has been added. Then here the next one will be 6. I'll click on add. The next one will be 9 and click on add. Then the next one will be 12. As many interval or buffer ring you want to create. So I want to create about 4 multiple ring at 3 kilometer interval apart from the kidnappers den. Then here I have to specify the unit. The buffer unit, I want it to be in kilometers. After specifying all these parameters, click on OK. Then I can close this too. So what it does is that it will create multiple buffer around this kidnappers den at the interval specified. Yes, you can see you can see it. So let me zoom it to layer. Zoom to layer. So you can see that. Let me style this. Make the study area hollow and increase it and click on OK. Then I can bring it on top like this. So you can see that it has created multiple ring of 3 kilometer distance around the kidnappers den. So the first one is 3 kilometer as labeled here, followed by 6 kilometer, then 9 kilometer, and then 12 kilometer away from the kidnappers den. So this has applications in, for example, in security or risk assessment, to know which towns or area are vulnerable to, for example, kidnapping or incidents at a particular locations. Now, the next thing we can do is to label it. So I can uncheck this while our attention is on the multiple ring buffer. So to do that, right click and open the attributes table. In the attributes table, you can see the distance as we specify it: 3, 6, 9, 12. Then the next thing is to label it. To do that, right click and click on properties. So when it's open, check label feature in this layer, and we want to label with distance. Then we can select the font size, let's say 12. Then make it bold and click on OK. So you can see, if I uncheck this, you can see this is 3 kilometer, 6 kilometer, 9 kilometer away, and 12 kilometer away from the kidnappers den. So this is how to create multiple ring buffer around feature. Then the next thing is, what are the key characteristics of multiple ring buffer? Number 1 is concentric zones. Each buffer is typically separate from other. If you take a look, you can see that the first buffer is different from this, the next one is different, and the next one is different from previous one. So that is what it's saying, that concentric zones, each buffer is typically separate from others. Then the second one is that distance interval can be fixed, like as I did, 3 kilometer, the next one is 6 kilometer, followed by 9 kilometer, and so on. Also, it can be variable. You can choose to vary it such that the first one can be 3 kilometer, the next one can be 10 kilometer, the next one can be 12 kilometer, and the next one can be 20 kilometer. It can be varied, or it can be fixed interval. The next one is that disjoint or overlapping. We can create separate rings or cumulative buffer. That is also possible. Then attribute preservation. Each ring can inherit or calculate attribute. So these are the major characteristics of multiple ring buffer. But in essence, I've been able to show you what is multiple ring buffer and how to create it in ArcGIS. If you like this video, give us a like and buy me a coffee. Thank you for watching.